Mr. Sonoma himself, Matthew Nick.
I never imagined in my life that I'd have 200 people coming to an event that me and the JoJo threw. So a special thanks to all you guys, all the guest speakers, all the vendors.
Google Ads sucks. And that's why it works. Okay guys, what's up everybody? Google, Facebook, Yelp. Talk forever about those, but the point is once you turn Google ads on and they're working right, you should never have to touch them again. It might take like 6 months of getting the campaign perfect, 3 months of getting the campaign perfect, but then it's just cranking and dialing.
What is up, everybody? If you don't know me, my name is Andrew Thompson. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a software engineer, and an ex-junk removal business owner. I started a junk removal business as a stepping stone to return to my passion of technology and apps. I invite you guys to stick around, hang out, and follow me on my journey from recently selling my junk removal business to building a $1 billion home services app. And that is true. Right here. Let's talk about the Junk Expo. Let's talk about the event first, and then we'll talk about my speaking experience after the event. If you guys didn't know, I went to JunkCon back in 2022, and JunkCon was awesome. It was a huge venue. He rented out this huge building. There was at least 500 people. It was a 2-day event? Yeah, the first night we just met up for dinner, and then there was 2 days of the event. So there was a lot of education at the JunkCon event too. You know, it was packed with content, but something about it felt more commercial and corporate. I don't know, I felt a little more disconnected. JunkCon was great, there was a lot of information, but this event was the event, guys. If there is another one next year, you need to go. It was incredible networking with all of you guys. I met so many of you guys. I'm gonna try to put some pictures here. And if you guys got pictures with me, please tag me on Facebook or send me a message and tag me on Instagram or wherever you post, because I'd love to reshare that and save those photos as well, because I'd like to do a compilation video of all of us meeting, because I didn't get those photos on my phone. I was too busy talking the entire time, so I didn't get as much footage as I wanted. There was a lot of bonding going on. Matt and JoJo really put something together that felt like family. It was interesting because there's two sides of junk removal, and this probably goes for any industry. There's two communities, right? There's the YouTube community, and then there's the Facebook groups community. So it was really interesting seeing a lot of the people that I only see on Facebook groups, and then a lot of people that I see as YouTubers. So it was very interesting colliding those two communities together. It just felt awesome. The speaker lineup was incredible. I hope I don't miss anybody. Denise spoke, Matt Fitch spoke, John Aguirre spoke, Kevin Hess spoke, Ivan spoke, Junk Teens spoke. Junk Teens, they also killed it. But guys, every speaker did amazing, right? Everybody was incredible. There's gonna be people who resonate with other speakers more than others, but the one that resonated with me the most was Matt Vick. I recorded his speech for him. I hope one day he shares it, but I cannot be the one to share it. He has to be the one to share it. But his story was really inspirational. The delivery was hilarious. I'm gonna show a couple clips for a few seconds that I got permission to show, and you could just see his delivery was funny, even though these were not funny things he was talking about.
This girl said, your brother just got stabbed in the head. So I ran home to go see my mom and shit. Grabbed my mom ran to the park, and guess what? He got stabbed in the head. He's sitting there with a towel on the side of his head straight leaking.
Matt, your speech was awesome. I think you need to share that story with the world when you are ready, because it is insane and, you know, classic story of like from nothing to something, right? I definitely resonated with Matt on that story, and resonated in ways in my past that one day I'll talk about as well, but I'm not going to right now. But there were parts there that I'm like, oh shit, you know? And then I feel like I bonded with Xavier the most and built a relationship, a friendship, somebody that I would love to visit more often. And then he comes out here, I go out there.
How you doing? Woo-hoo! Man, no lie, I'm freaking nervous right now. My legs are shaking like bad. So, good. I even drank a little bit of whiskey. I was sweating like, anyway.
Awesome guy, incredibly smart, crazy story as well. But what really surprised me about Xavier, guys, is I knew he was the best in our circle that runs Google Ads. I know he knows the most, and I know he's done the most testing, and I know he gets the best ROI or ROAS or return on investment, return on ad spend, and I know he's the best. It was really awesome seeing him do a 90-slide presentation on Google Ads. There was 2 things that I was like, oh shit, I never did that stuff. And I vaguely knew you could kind of do it, but I was just like, damn, this guy knows more than me about Google Ads. But then again, he runs Google Ads all day, every day for multiple people. I was just running them for myself. So I was very impressed by Xavier's Google Ads speech. Everybody killed it. Kevin Hess's story really inspired me as well. Not just his personal story that he shared, but also how he turned his employees into leaders and how he was a good leader and motivated his employees and turned them into leaders. And it really inspired me to do better with my employees, even in the tech world now. It really just inspired me and gave me a lot of ideas moving forward. So I really appreciate that, Kevin. Denise, you killed it. John, always killing it with COGS. Junk Teens did an incredible presentation on social media, explaining social media for people who are trying to get better at social media. Matt Fitch, my homie, also an investor. I'm really excited for what you're doing, your event. You also killed it, my man. Your story is incredible as well. I am speaking at Matt Fitch's event in February. I think February 22nd, I'm not sure, but definitely check that out as well. I'm gonna do another video on that later. I'm gonna be speaking, it's in Austin, Texas. So if you guys want to check out that event, I'll have more details on that event later. Oh, I guess it goes without saying, Matt Vick is also an investor. John Aguirre is also an investor. This event felt like this needs to happen every year. And I hope it's bigger next year. I hope it happens next year. We'll see. I don't know. Will it? We'll find out. The Junk Expo, hands down, was the best event. My meetup was really cool because it was like the first meetup that I got to meet you guys and get you guys pumped up for the software, the investors, and a lot of you guys invested. That was exciting, like you guys all coming to LA. But this event, Junk Expo, Matt and JoJo friggin' crushed it. I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen with Autopilot, guys, and what's gonna happen next year. I have things in plan towards the end of the year. You know, we gotta get the software at the level that I want it to be. 6-ish months or so, we'll be at that level. I wanna get into Y Combinator, the startup accelerator that's like harder to get into than Harvard. I have some big plans. 2025 is going down as the best year in history. Guys, I wanna say thank you to anybody who came, anybody who's invested in Autopilot, anybody who watches me, but it was so awesome meeting all you guys. And if I didn't meet you guys and you wanted to meet Matt and JoJo, meet me, meet the other speakers, or just come for the general knowledge and just networking, we'll see what happens next year. Let me talk about my experience as a speaker first. I've spoken before when I was 21 years old, I think. I was invited to speak on stage because I made a bunch of money at a high school, and that's a story for another day. I believe it was roughly 200 people, but I don't remember what I was feeling. I was pretty nervous. I don't remember if I took a couple of shots before I got on stage. I don't remember. The most recent speaking that I did was at Ricardo's event, Ricardo from Junk Guys in Texas. That was, let's call it 25 and 50 people. And you know, they were just at the tables right in front of me. I wasn't on an elevated stage. It wasn't like a super formal place that had like fancy dining tables. It was at, you know, his warehouse. And it just felt so much more informal. I didn't feel as intimidated, right? I felt more chill. I was still nervous at first when I got up there for a few seconds because I still had to teach. I was teaching Google Ads. It definitely wasn't as nerve-wracking. So at this one, man, I was nervous. If you guys want to go see the speech here. But I spoke about how to make your business a sellable asset, which I believe is something that every business owner should be doing from day one, no matter what business you're in case you ever want to sell it in the future or retire and just make your business, instead of worth 1x, make it worth 5x so that you can sell it for so much more. There was a few things that were hard for me to teach, because it's still stuff that I'm learning as well. I had just recently sold my business. I'm still also in the learning stage, and I'm not a professional by any means or even close. Basically what I was teaching is like the basics of private equity, but private equity doesn't really start buying businesses until 5 million EBITDA. I hope you enjoyed the talk. I hope you learned a lot. I was definitely nervous for like the first minute or two while telling my story. I wish I would have put bullet points like I did for the rest of the slides.
Okay. Clickers.
Before Andrew Thompson was old enough to drink, he earned about $2 million building a MySpace site.
I was a high authority. Google loved me. I was first place for the most competitive term in the industry.
I don't know how the hell Andrew did $1 million his first year of business. Props to him, because I don't know how the hell he did it. I can't figure it out.
I would love to show you guys and talk to you guys about the deep rabbit hole I went down on ChatGPT the other day. But I asked him to tell me the top 3 junk removal companies. What do you think they are, Andy? 1-800-GOT JUNK, Junk King, and Jedi Junk. Andrew Thompson came up as number 3. Out of the whole internet. Obviously, we have doing a lot, right, on the internet side of things.
Just so you know, too, I've been checking out Autopilot. That shit right there is off the hook. That's going to be a game changer in the junk removal industry.
Andrew's a genius. This is going to go crazy.
After the Overstrong hauling and the JoJo, we backed that shit up 100%.
But I kind of got stuck in my head. You guys might not be able to tell. And I was like, should I get off stage? I'm nervous. Should I get off stage? In my head for like 60 seconds, right? I was panicking. But then when I got to the slides with the bullet points, I really started to, I was like, okay, I know what to talk about now, this bullet point. If you guys saw it in person, please comment down below for the algorithm. Say Junk Expo was awesome, or just say Junk Expo something to feed the YouTube algorithm, guys. That was my experience speaking. It was frigging awesome. Matt and JoJo, thank you so much for the experience. Thank you for putting me as the first speaker so I could just knock it out and have it over with, because I was super nervous. But it's awesome to have that under my belt, and it feels good. I see why people speak, because it's exciting. You're talking and teaching on stage. It's like, it's performance. It's like you get to be a singer for a minute, right? You're out there performing your art for the world. And I see why people become speakers, but I also, I definitely would not want this to be my full-time gig. Performing is very, very hard, like getting ready and prepping, and then the anxiety. It was a lot. But I'm excited to see what happens next year. We'll see. I don't know. That was my experience speaking, guys. That was the Junk Expo. If you have any questions at all about the Junk Expo, about Autopilot, about investing, about getting the software, beta testing, anything at all, just comment down and hit me up. I'd love to help you out, guys. The software is now here for beta testing. And as always, I leave you guys with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so was gold at one point. Toodles.